What's up, guys, and welcome to a review for Back for Blood. So we put a little bit of time into this game together, including having our fan of the show, Clay. So he got to join us, and we had a great time. So we just
A
want to,
beloved member of the community, Clay.
Yeah, not just a fan.
yes,
Skater Monkey.
Skater Monkey, and he saved me more than I'm proud to say. Um, So I this was the first time I played the game where they played a tiny bit, I think, before I hopped in. And so we restarted the campaign, started from the beginning. And I am Mr. Shotgun because I have horrible aim, as we all know. But I was a monstrous fan of Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead 1, I 100%ed on Xbox, got all 1,500 achievement points in it, even the glitched ones that were like near impossible to get. But the game is so similar, obviously, being that it's made by the same people that made it, and it just feels like more Left 4 Dead, with more enhancements, more guns, a little bit of everything. The card mechanics are really cool. I don't have a ton to say about that because I didn't see a lot of them. I'll let one of you guys maybe talk about that more. So
Yeah.
yeah, what's first impressions for you guys?
So I think the game's really good for what it is. We haven't had any issues with network connection, anything like that. That I know a lot of people were having issues with. But the card mechanic, I think, is a really cool feature that adds a bit of a roguelike element into the game. And the cards being so for the player cards, you get to build a deck of 15 cards that you gain throughout the progress through each mission of the campaign. As you complete a mission, at the beginning of the next mission, you pick another card. That could be plus 20% reload speed, additional movement speed, 5% weapon damage, things along those lines. And then there's also like difficulty modifiers that are randomly rolled. They could be like, oh, the entire map's filled with fog, or the zombies have more hit points, but headshots deal more damage, or things along those lines. And I feel like it just gives it a little bit more of a replay value to the actual game campaign wise than Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2 had to them. And I feel like it's a good sticking point for the game to have some more replay value overall.
Yeah, on that note, I really like the deck builder card mechanics. Uh, Adding like the roguelike mechanics to this game was a really cool idea. I gotta say, before I met both of you, I never cared to play any kind of card game. And now that I'm around you guys, card games are coming to my life in forms of other games. That's pretty funny. But I really like this game. It does add that replayability. A couple of critiques I have, maybe the difficulty between like the base difficulty, which is I believe normal, and then the next highest difficulty, which is nightmare.
No, Nightmare's the hard. It goes like recruit, uh, hardened, and then Nightmare, I believe.
Hardened, yeah. I just feel like there should be like a little bit of adjustment to the recruit level, or maybe a level of difficulty between the two. Now, I will say that it does scale up as you go through the acts, but it's just one small critique. It's kind of lackadaisical when we were going through it at the beginning. uh, Other things is the different character abilities I really like, which it's not a new mechanic, but it was good to have. My particular favorite build is being able to heal myself through melee because I'm a rip and tear kind of guy, which is fun. The different, uh, I guess, bosses, like the explodey boys and the tall boys and all that stuff, I think they're really cool, and I hope that they add new ones uh, to kind of bring people back over time. Just different cards, different monsters. I think that'll be really cool. But so far, the game just at its core is pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll uh I'll I'll add on to just what he said real quickly. Um, the the difficulty definitely was noticeably easy, but then again, I also jinxed this completely because I was like, you know, this game seems really easy. Like it didn't. I didn't notice it until like, I think we're like 4 levels deep, and I was like, huh. Um, None of us have even gotten close to dying. Nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom. One of the I don't even know if they're actually called tall boys. It was just one of you said it, and the guys with the big arms
Mm-hmm.
came in out of nowhere, and he just wrecked our day. And I think there was one of the fat guys too. Reminded me of the boomer
Mm-hmm.
for Left 4 Dead. That happened, and then I was like, well, I completely jinxed that. So I I definitely liked the difficulty of the next level up. It felt hard enough to like. It was easy in the beginning. I was kind of surprised none of us got knocked down in like the first two levels, and then the third one maybe the second one we actually get knocked down like once or something. But then the next level was just like boom. All right, this we got to really like try, or we're gonna be in trouble. It was a good balance there.
Yeah, it definitely. So the we have played through Bravo and I a bit farther than we played as a 4-man group, and it's definitely noticeably easier as a 4-man group than as two players. But I wish there was maybe even just like difficulty modifiers, like you could turn up the amount of corruption cards you would get. That would be like more bonuses for the bad guys to try to even out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's just too big of a gap between the two difficulties. So Bravo and I started out on the hard end, so like the middle difficulty, whenever we played together, and we couldn't make it through the first area. Like it was ridiculously hard. We couldn't make it through together, which as just two people. Then we put it on easy, and we just blew through it. And we're like, well, where's medium? There's easy and there's insane, but where's the middle
Mm-hmm.
ground? And it just feels lacking in that. I understand that they want you to play through the game on the base difficulty, gather up cards, and then have that more advantage going in to the harder difficulty. That's not who we are as players. That we want to just breeze through a game without any type of challenge. It just doesn't feel good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Have either of you played this solo at all?
Yes, I played
Yes.
through the first chapter and part of chapter 2 of Act 1.
How did it feel when you were playing by yourselves?
No different than playing with two people. It just, the game's difficulty is there, and it doesn't change based on how many people are playing. At least it doesn't seem like it does.
Yeah, I actually ran into a bit of a networking issue where I just like would just constantly load in and out of the game, and didn't make it very far because that got annoying. But I since that point, that one time, I haven't had any issues, and that was with playing with two people or with four. It was pretty. Uh, I don't know. I can forgive it for just one thing going on. It seems like they fixed it, whatever it was. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
basically every game nowadays releases with some server hiccups. It's
Yeah.
unfortunately to be expected.
Yep, that's 20 I don't even I don't even know actually since like the 360 era it almost seemed like that's when it started when they had a really the opportunity to start sending out patches day one.
Yeah.
That's when I feel like it's really started. But I'm actually excited to sit down and play by myself a little bit because of just playing Left 4 Dead so much by myself too.
Mm-hmm.
I like want to take which makes the game harder. I know, as like I said, I put enough time in Left 4 Dead to know that you kind of want to move at a decent pace in this game. But when I don't know a map, I like want to check every corner and try to go through different ways and stuff. And but then again, I don't feel like this game is the best at like the whole Left 4 Dead style of sit in a corner and just like bash and shoot.
No.
They're they've definitely alleviated that little workaround that you'd have because when I'd play by myself, it's like all right, let the bots shoot, and I'll sit in the corner. If they get close, I bash, shoot them with a shotgun. I'm pretty safe even when the horde's coming. Just gotta worry about the infected getting one of us or whatever. Um, like there was actually one part where you had to activate something on a crane, I think it was, and you're up high. The activation point where you alert the horde is up high, and so you have like this area where you can put your back up against the wall, but they come from like three different ways. and from below you, the sides, even up top, and it was too much. I was trying to have my back in the corner, it didn't help at all, and I died. I was the first one down.
Yeah, it's definitely prioritizes movement in this game, and they try to, keep that to a minimum by throwing obstacles everywhere. But I do like it more than the campy gameplay style of Left 4 Dead.
Mm-hmm. It
And
kind of simulates like that. I really like the newer play style of this, which is like you need to shoot and move. You can't just like stick in one area. It really gives that sense of like, oh man, there's like critters nipping at my heels, like oh, gotta get out.
yeah, with the I can't even think of the actual name they use for them, the Rotten. Being able to climb and whatnot, it definitely keeps you from just finding like the high point like you would in a normal zombie game, and just blasting away at the surrounding area and keeping it clear. But they also have the stamina mechanic in this, which also is a problem that we
Oh
ran
yeah.
into quite a bit whenever we knocked up the difficulty, and three of us were down, and I'm running in circles trying to stay alive to revive somebody, and it was just a big no.
Yeah, that was definitely a shortfall of my rip and tear strategy, where swinging a weapon actually costs stamina, so you can only rip and tear so much.
Hey,
um,
you live longer than I did.
well, I've played a little bit more than you two, but
Yeah,
I
shooting's very good.
let's get to the pivotal point, which is the Envision 1 to 17 scale.
7 being perfect.
What's your rating of this game?
Brad, kick us off.
Um, so I think from the little bit that I played, really enjoyed it, and I'm like looking forward to sitting down and playing it. Actually, I was kind of hoping I was gonna be able to get a little bit of the gameplay in before we even started this, um, and sadly I didn't because I got roped into TFT. But um, one other thing I just want to mention before I give my rating is I really liked the currency too. We didn't mention that, how you can gain these coins, and you could constantly, either save it or you can utilize it to heal yourself, buy ammo, buy these upgrades for your guns. It just added a lot of, versatility to the game, makes it feel like, I believe Joe or Bravo said this, like a roguelike, so you can kind of, change it up every time you want to try a different gun. But overall, honestly, I'd say it's like, pretty high up there, like maybe like an 8 or so. Like I really give it a high rating. It might be higher. I can only give it so high of a rating based on the little bit I played. I initially wanted to be like, oh, 9, right off the bat, but I can't really justify saying something that high when I've only put about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours into our campaign play.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
also going to give this game. I'm going to give it an 8. I feel like it's a solid game as is. We haven't played too much of Swarm, or at least I haven't personally, but I did play a bit of it. It feels, like that classic old school Left 4 Dead. You group up with a bunch of buddies and just survive, and it's just good, nonsensical fun. The game does have some shortcomings, especially in the difficulty aspect, in my opinion. Um, I'd also like to see a bit more weapon variation, if in the game. But that was the same gripe I had with Left 4 Dead. It just seems like something they do intentionally, keep it few selections, but keep them very well balanced. And I hope to see more content put into this game, whether that be in the form of new playable characters, different cards to make more viable decks throughout the game, or even like I believe it was Bravo said, just more monster variation and give this game some real longevity.
Yeah, I think I would give this game a 7 out of 10, in hopes that they would fix the balancing issues, and I really think those balancing issues would help a lot more people stick to the game and actually want to play through it multiple times, because And of course, I'm going to confirm this by playing through it, but it's going to be many hours later. But if you play through the game on normal and get all these cards, and then play through the game on the next highest difficulty, and it's just as easy as the first difficulty because now you have all these cards, like you're just feeling like you're on rails, and that's just not super fun. Like I just want to feel like I'm about to die, but have a chance of survival, you know? And it's perfectly fine to die and because particular monsters spawned at that time and you just got overwhelmed or whatever, that's perfectly fine. But it's just the vast difference of like, okay, I'm on a roller coaster ride for children, or I'm falling to my death, like there's got to be something in between. But yeah, anyways, 7 out of 10, still completely playable. And I can't wait to play more with the boys.
Yeah, so that brings us to a group decision of what, about 7.6, so 7.5. I feel like that's a pretty fair
Yeah.
overall rating.
Yeah, round it up to 10, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, but good game, worth a play. It's on Xbox Game Pass, also purchasable on Steam. I believe, I don't think it's available through the Epic Store, but I could be wrong. And I know it is also available on the Windows Store, as well as Xbox, PlayStation, all that fun stuff.
Alrighty, folks, that is our review of Back for Blood. If you like this content, you can hit the like button, subscribe if you want to, comment under the YouTube video, yell at us on at Twitter at envision_org, and have a good day.